Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm. Please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the Godfather of Soul sweating in drug-fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit, and then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on. I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it. Fuck you. Tony Brown, but who the fuck's in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't. But Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it.
Oh,
but actually, hey, it worked out in the long run.
I actually do hope they make another season, actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear, saying, "Hey, bud, you fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like, I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. It's fucking trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
so follow a simp account.
Okay. Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking. This is
we actually
networking.
follow.
You got
it was a business decision.
It's a business. You have to follow these people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stans. And when you get big, you get rid of them. You get rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is Pro Wrestling Simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't look
at
that
stuff.
Decision. It's a business decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens.
Yeah, well, we got go fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
Unprettier.
This guy just say fucking forehead.
Switch.
What? This guy say forehead.
You
Yes,
did.
I did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest, you almost didn't.
Weird champ. Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right, next up.
Unbelievable. Five head.
Next
Poggers.
up, we have.
Why people happy? Pagu. Weird champ. For weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie. Why people sad. What else?
Look at how red my face is.
What else we got? Let me go on Twitch right quick. Okay.
Why?
Why do people happy?
Keck.
XW, LOL W,
Oh.
XQCL.
All right. The Acclaim promo now. We were backstage.
Okay.
They're just like, yo, it's not gonna be a triple. It's not gonna be a
No,
normal.
dude, we're gonna do a fatal 4-way. Poggers, bro. Thanks for the fucking bits.
damn it. Jump off a roof.
Well, they just lost Gunther, so I don't know how that is gonna survive. But what's it called? But the Third Reich faction. That's the Imperium's gonna turn to the Third Reich now. But he posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his castle. It says justice on it. and then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your ball ass so much. And then
It's Wednesday, guys. You know what that means. It's time for your weekly dose of the Pro Wrestling Injection right here on the Pro Wrestling Injection YouTube and Twitch. I am the Outlaw. I'm here joined by my illustrious panel of co-hosts. We have Mr. Marathon himself, Mike, and then down below, the Goon Christian. I am tired. I also have... I started work. 12-hour shifts is a fucking nightmare. 2:30 in the afternoon till 2:30 at night. So, yeah. But all right, not much to cover. WrestleMania took up a lot of attention.
Yeah, if you want
yeah. So basically,
Christian's reactions, watch the show from Saturday or Sunday or both.
So basically, most of the news cycle there really hasn't been a lot of news this week just because WrestleMania sucked up most of the attention of wrestling, which very 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 warranted because night 1 was kind of okay, but night 2 of WrestleMania was fucking excellent. It was great. It was just unbelievable. But besides that, just the quick news here is that Matt Hardy's contract with AEW expired, and they presented him a new deal, but he declined it, and he is a free agent now, which, I think that's the best thing for him, to be honest, because, I love Matt Hardy. I think Matt Hardy's fucking great, but obviously he's very much older, and he doesn't really have a lot left to give in the ring, in ring wise. His body is really, really broken down.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's like a a harmful loss for AEW, or even if somebody were to pick him up, it really wouldn't be like a big gain. If I was him, I'd just go to WWE and have one little farewell tour, go in the Hall of Fame, and I don't know, become a producer or coach or something.
Him and Jeff are destined for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, well, absolutely. There's a lot of guys in AEW that are going to end up in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But
it's a shame what happened with him and Jeff in AEW, because things just never got.
It's not even their fault or AEW's fault either. It was horrible timing. Obviously, when Matt came in, it was literally the first ever pandemic show. He did some great stuff with the first Stadium Stampede. But it's even when they signed, it's their best days were far behind them, and it kind of just culminated in the latter end of the AEW run, which it's not the company's fault, it's not their fault. That's just life. Father Time does no jobs, and it's sad to see when you see guys that you adore, who have been legendary wrestlers forever, kind of break down. But it is what it is. It's gonna happen to everybody. So, but anyway, besides that, the only other piece of big news here is that this Friday we're gonna have the Windy City Riot New Japan show in Chicago, Illinois, and the card looks very very good. It's probably one of the best United States cards they put together, and I'm very excited. Just going quickly through the card here, we have Matt Vandergriff versus Zane J. We have Mina Shirakawa, who we'll talk about later, and Viva Van versus Alex Windsor and Trish Adora. We have Ren Narita versus Minoru Suzuki. We have for the not IWG, but the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, Stephanie Vaquer, who beat Julia for that title because Julia is now going to NXT. That's another piece of news, that Julia is officially signed at WWE, which that was expected. And she's going to be wrestling Azumi. Uh, the next match for the New Japan Strong Tag Team Championships, we have TMDK, Shane Haston, Mikey Nichols, ELP, and Hikuleo. Fred Rosser and Tom Lawler, and the West Coast Wrecking Crew, Royce Isaacs and Jarrell Nelson.
Mhm.
Then this match, which I'm going to skip for right now. And then we have Hiromu Takahashi versus Mustafa Ali, which that should be really good. We have a 8-man street fight, tag team street fight with, we only know 2 of the guys in the match, each of their captains for the team. It's Eddie Kingston is the captain of team number 1. We don't know who his partners are yet, and the captain of team 2 is Gabe Kidd. So if you didn't see Gabe Kidd fucking going fucking completely nuts on Tanahashi in his promo at Sakura Genesis, you gotta go watch it. He's like, the funniest line he said was, he had 2 funny lines. He said, Tanahashi should go march into Tony Khan's office, pull his pants down, and say, "Do your worst. It's a fucking embarrassment." And then he leans over the rope and then he spits at Tanahashi, who's on commentary. And I'm like, oh my fucking god. And then he said, "I'm gonna stab Tanahashi like his old bitch did." Which, if you didn't know, during the early days of Tanahashi's career, Tanahashi had a girlfriend that was a complete psychopath. And when he broke up with her, she stabbed him.
Cool.
So he paid mention. Paid
Awesome.
mention to that. That shit was fucking hilarious. If you didn't watch Sakura Genesis, it was a very, very good show. There's also another piece of news I'll talk about coming out of that. But later, the rest of the card is the IWGP, well, not IWGP, New Japan World Television Championship, Matt Riddle versus Zack Sabre Jr. That should be really good. We have Tomohiro Ishii versus Nick Nemeth. And then we have the main event for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, Jon Moxley versus Tetsuya Naito. That is going to be a crazy, crazy match. Can't wait for it. And there is a big, big chance that Jon Moxley walks away with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. I'm leaning towards it happening. I could see it happening, and he gets a run through Forbidden Door because, for the past couple Forbidden Doors, the AEW guy has gone over in the main event. I could see Moxley becoming the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and then whoever challenges him for it at Forbidden Door beats him. So we'll see how that ends up. But the match I skipped over is Shota Umino versus the Scapegoat, Jack Perry, in Jack Perry's first match in the United States since All In and the shit we're gonna talk about later. So, and of all places, he's in Chicago. So we'll see how that goes.
Someone posted on Twitter. So, do you remember how John Cena entered in Hammerstein for ECW One Night Stand? That's gonna be.
Yes.
That's gonna be Jack Perry that night.
No, he's not. No, he's not. With his fucking big ass goat mask on, he doesn't have a belt. He can't do that.
No, he'll just walk with the mask on, just stone faced.
He should come out. He should come out to the Guitar Hero version of Cult of Personality. That shit would be fucking unbelievable. Anyway, the last piece of news I forgot to mention as well. We have the lineup for this year's Best of the Super Juniors. We don't have blocks yet, but we have the lineup, and it's a very, very good lineup. There's going to be one change due to at the Sakura Genesis show. Yo was supposed to wrestle Show for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, but Yo dislocated his shoulder 3 minutes into the match. So he's probably going to get replaced in this tournament. But the lineup goes as follows. We have Sho, who's the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. We have Hiromu Takahashi, Ryusuke Taguchi, El Desperado, Kevin Knight, Yo, which is he's going to get swapped out. We don't know by who yet. Bushi, Titan, TJP, Francesco Akira, Doki, Robbie Eagles, Taiji Shimori, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Clark Connors, Drilla Maloney, And then now we have the first time entries, which is it's going to be their first tournament. From Ring of Honor, Blake Christian, also GCW. Blake Christian, he was supposed to be in it last year, but I think he had a scheduling thing, so he couldn't be in it. But we have Blake Christian, Ninja Mac from Pro Wrestling Noah. That is one I can't wait for. Ninja Mac in the Best of the Super Juniors. And then we have Hayato from Pro Wrestling Noah. So that's the Best of the Super Juniors lineup. We don't have we don't have blocks yet, but it's a very, very good lineup. And I'm curious to see who they replace Yo with. All right, so then we had Dynamite.
Wow, this is the quickest we've ever started on Dynamite in a long time.
Oh, because it's WrestleMania week. That's why. So, we kicked off with what was supposed to be the AEW title eliminator match between Samoa Joe and Dustin Rhodes, the Natural.
Swerve had other plans.
Yeah, Swerve. Like once Joe was coming out first, I kind of saw it coming. Swerve drop kicked Joe, and then there's brawled into kind of like in front of the stage. Joe set up a table. He tried to put Swerve through. Swerve then tried to put Joe through. Joe countered, but then Swerve speared him through the table. And then we had to quickly go into Adam Copeland.
And Orange Cassidy, Trent.
Yeah. They're gonna get.
There was a lot going on at the beginning of the show.
We're gonna get answers on Friday from Orange on his thoughts on the matter of Trent turning on him.
Yeah, so we go from that vignette to Renee in the back standing outside of Orange Cassidy's locker room to basically announce exactly what you just said.
Yep.
And from there, we go into the first actual match of the night in Penta versus Adam Copeland, and this was fucking awesome.
Yeah, this was a great match.
Yeah, this was excellent. This was a very, very good match. Basically, I mean, the match itself, it was built up. Penta asked for he challenged Copeland last week. They built it up a little bit on Collision. But this was an excellent match between these two. They gave him a lot of time. They gave him about 20 minutes. And it was just a really, really good match. That's really what they did here. They just opened the show with a great, great match.
Oh yeah.
With Adam Copeland. Adam Cole, I mean, he looked like he turned back the hands of time in this match. He looked fucking great. But anyway, and that's the thing about Copeland too. He's very giving in the ring. He gave Penta a lot in this match. And I can't wait to see more of this as Copeland as the TNT champion, because obviously he's going to do more. But the match ended with Copeland hitting a midair spear to Penta when he was doing a dive. That was a great finish. Very, very good finish. And Copeland retains his title. After the match, Julia Hart, the lights go out, Julia Hart appears and blows she's getting ready to blow the fucking shit in Copeland's face. But Brody King attacks him from behind. He starts beating down on Copeland, but here comes Willow. Willow comes in, starts beating down on Julia. They fight off Brody King and Julia Hart, and that's what ends the segment. That you could see already where they were going with this. And I was like, okay, they're going to probably do a mixed tag match later, because Copeland's feuding with the House of Black, and obviously Julia is wrestling Willow. But we'll see where it goes after, because there was a segment after, but we'll get to that. Next up, I believe we had the backstage segment with Renee and Chris Jericho, Shibata, and Hook. And Jericho basically was...
Can we please keep the Shibata gimmick going as long as humanly possible, please?
But basically, Jericho was running down the game plan.
And for the most part, it went the way it was gonna go in that match. Though.
He was running down the game plan, what they should do. He was mapping it out, and Jericho walked away, and basically Shibata said, "What's his deal?" And Hook's like, "I don't know, bro. It's all right. Well, we got it." And Shibata's like, "Bet." And he goes in his little speakerphone thing to Renee. "I like your necklace." And this is fucking great. Like, I thought, like, it gives Shibata a character, not just he's just like this really good wrestler from Japan, which that could be lost in translation a lot, but it gives him a little bit of character that he's never really had before. And it's cool that he's just this badass fucking pro wrestler that could fucking kill you, and he's literally being, it's like a robotic voice is talking for him. It's fucking crazy. I love this, and it got a big reaction. So it's catching on. But yeah, this is really good. This is working with Shibata. I mean, Tony respects the fuck out of Shibata, so he's gonna use him. Obviously he was pinned tonight, but it was obviously under nefarious circumstances.
Yeah.
But yeah, after
Yeah, I'm
this,
glad he's been getting more TV time lately.
yeah, after this, they showed like a recap of the Bucks and FTR feud, I believe, and then
Well, yeah, they had Renee in the back yet again. This after commercial break with Mark Briscoe and Eddie Kingston, and this was another segment that ended, pretty comically. So, yeah, basically, Mark says, after getting asked by Renee, "How you guys feeling?" It's like, "Well, I mean, feeling great because of the new title, but me and Eddie, we went to a war. We're pretty beat up at the moment, but still got that pay-per-view match to look forward to, so we're going to give it our all." And here comes Adam Copeland, freshly, back from the
Out of breath.
ring. Adam, very out of breath.
Very out of breath.
And deservedly so, because he went out there and killed it with Penta. And he's just like, "Hey guys, I'm sorry. I respect the hell out of you guys. Are we good for next Sunday?" And just like, yeah, we're good. And then here comes Willow and Stokely, and I fucking love Stokely so much.
Yeah, this was funny as shit.
I fucking love Stokely.
Well, before we get into this, Mark Briscoe at the Ring of Honor show did win the Ring of Honor World Championship. That was a great moment. They gave him "Give Me Back My Bullets," which apparently was expensive as shit.
Yeah, it costs
Like,
about someone's year's salary.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, well, but Tony said it was the best money he's ever spent, so I was happy to hear him come out to it. I was very excited. But yeah, congrats to Mark Briscoe. That was a great match too. But yeah, this was so funny with fucking it just went off the rails, but in the right way. And it was just completely came off as natural. This was fucking great. I love this.
Oh yeah, it was fun. I forgot the name that Adam came up with for them.
Bro, he said rated chicken hawks or some shit.
Rated chicken hawks. Yeah.
Also, shout out to Eddie for wearing the Sell the Team shirt. Shout out to Eddie for that one.
I don't know what the fuck
That's
that means.
For I think the Oakland team, I believe. Let me hold on. I've been seeing that a lot.
But anyway,
yeah, that's for the Oakland A's, since no one that team has shit the bed more than any other baseball team in history.
But anyway, this sets up next week. It's gonna be Brody King and Julia Hart versus Copeland and Willow.
Can we talk about how Willow said it first and Adam was like, "I have an idea"?
Listen, he was fucked up. He got kicked in the head by Penta numerous times. Listen, it's all right.
And then Stokely just goes, "Eddie, I'd like to apologize. I said you smelled like KFC. I never should have said that publicly."
Burger King and Newport.
Sorry.
You get it right.
Sorry, I didn't.
You smell
I
like
don't
Burger
take
King and
notes on
Newport,
quotes
and I
anymore.
want to apologize.
I never should have said that publicly.
No, listen, it takes a real man to get up and apologize when he's said something wrong to another man. So
It's true.
but anyway,
And
after this,
I love how. Hold on, wait. Before we go to the next, I love how Eddie literally walks past it, stops, looks back, and then they pan to Eddie, just
no.
and then they move on. There was so much about this segment that was just so good.
So after this, we had what was pretty much the segment of the night, why the ratings for this part of Dynamite are going to be through the fucking roof. And I think me and Christian kind of called it. It happened slightly in the middle of the show.
All right, so here we go. On Collision on midnight, which drew actually a really big number for Collision at
400,000.
midnight after WrestleMania, which I was one of the sickos and the sick fucks who stayed up to watch that shit after WrestleMania, and it was actually a very good Collision. That Commander Penta match was very, very good. And I was one of the sick fucks who stayed up for that, and I didn't expect to be watching the show at like 1:30, and then they say, yeah, we're gonna show the all-in tape at 1:30. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? You gonna do what? I literally they announced, I'm like, they're doing what? And I just started laughing because I assumed they were trolling. I'm like, okay, just
Yeah,
the
they're
Bucks,
gonna show like a very shitty
Bucks are just fucking trolling, bro.
reenactment.
And then I go on Twitter, and then I go on Twitter, and then I see Sean, Dave, and Brian say, yeah, no, they're actually gonna show the fucking Punk Jack Perry incident. I'm like, okay. I'm like, shit, all right.
Part of me wanted this to be like that.
Before going into it, my stance on this was, all right, this is going to be highly, highly controversial, obviously. This is going to be a fucking talking. This is going to be feel absolute nothing but fucking chaos. And this happened before in WrestleMania Night 2. This was announced before then. So obviously it kind of got lost in the news shuffle for after that because of how insane WrestleMania Night 2 and the ending was. So people didn't really think about it up until today. But that night, I was like, okay. After it was all confirmed that they're actually going to do shit, they actually are going to show it. Like, this is going to be highly controversial. It's going to create chaos and
and
it's going to send social media into a blaze. Which it will. Which, number one, social media wrestling fans are about 1% of the actual wrestling fandom. So what you see on there isn't really reflective of the actual state of the business, as you can tell by even just watching WrestleMania. I'm like, there's so many people that never watched wrestling or like never did anything, like just never paid attention, or they were lapsed for a long time and they came back to wrestling for that WrestleMania Night 2 and that main event. I'm like, these people aren't on Twitter in the reading the sheets, discussing pro wrestling. These people don't know. So it's not reflected. It's only it's a small sub community if you think about it. However, this obviously is going to reach out more than that because this is a big fucking deal. This is one of WWE's biggest stars in CM Punk, who obviously had a major falling out with AEW and quite prolific for AEW fans, because if you're an AEW fan, or if you're a fan of any other pro wrestling company that isn't WWE, you fucking heard of this. You know about it and you've heard of it.
So the thing is, like, when I think we talked about this footage in general being a part of like a dark side of the ring type thing. We talked about that. We talked about how it would somehow get leaked and we'll see it. Because one, I mentioned, I think like we all had said that Wembley is a highly scrutinized, secure place. They have cameras fucking everywhere.
As they should.
And I think I said like this is somehow gonna leak and we're gonna see it. Nope, well, it didn't leak. We got it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, which all right. So before, just finishing like the briefing of this, the main consensus was, okay, is this a smart thing to do? No. Do I want to see it? Yes. Yeah. But and my immediate thoughts when I heard, okay, they're actually gonna do it, was, is this smart? No. Do I want to see it? Yes. Do I like them doing this? just them showing the footage. No, I'm like, there has to be a storyline direction and a storyline reason has to tie in some way. They can't just fucking say go on the air, play the tape, and then that's it, and not
They
speak
did
of
a
it.
pretty good
I
job at
kinda
that.
Which
called
they,
it-
which they did, but I will just before they basically they my main thing was you have to do this for a storyline or it's going to be stupid because number one, it's obviously highly controversial because the guy doesn't work there anymore. Jack Perry hasn't been seen in this company since that day, and it just can't be for nothing. Which, granted, they didn't do it for nothing, and plus, it couldn't be to really disprove, not disprove Punk because what Punk said in the Hell Wanted interview is shit we already knew. Like we knew like how it went down, kinda.
I did what
Not
was
re-
responsible, man.
Kind. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
we'll get to that. But like the fact that they were even compelled to show it was like, okay, you have to know that you have to have something else in mind to do this. But if you want to show it, then show it. It should have been shown earlier. Yeah. Is it a
comment, didn't you, Zach?
Yes, I had the fucking feet up on my goddamn computer. God damn
is
it,
it
Ryan.
is it a like an actual thing that they should be doing as a priority? No. But is pro wrestling a classy business? No. Do you remember what business that we're in? Number one, this is pro wrestling. This shit happens all the time. Look, it's still happening to this day. Look at CMLL and AAA. These two motherfuckers, they've been fighting longer than the Greek gods have been battling. It's like, bro, it's just a weird. See, this is one of the most weird situations to me because should they have done it? No, but they're not really losing anything out of it, or
Yeah,
like
they're not.
they're not gaining anything.
They're not
But
losing
they're not
anything
losing
either.
anything either. It's just saying, okay, it's like it's kind of just like, all right, cool. There's obviously going to be people saying, "Oh my God, it's WCW. This company is going to
it's not.
die." It's not. Tony Khan has so much money that even if there was 0 people in the building, he could still have this shit up and running. I mean,
And also, they delivered literally what they advertised.
yes, should and we're gonna get to. We're not even really balls deep into what we're getting into yet, but this is literally.
Oh, hello to
Yeah, hi Reese.
This is literally going to be, in honesty, after this is all said and done, after the Bucks FTR feud is done, even really not even that, this is probably going to be done and forgotten about within a week. I'm glad they showed the footage because it was pretty much the last thing they needed to do for everybody to get fucking closure and to move on.
So
That's really it.
I would like to say that I believe my prediction from last week is gonna come true, that Jack Perry is gonna be associated with the Elite.
Well, he has to be.
Cause you shot it down last week.
Now it would make a hell of a lot
Yeah,
more
because
sense.
it didn't make sense
reason,
then.
Well, he would be. It makes sense because he would be pissed off at Tony Khan. He won't be pissed off at the EVPs because they didn't make that decision. So that's why I was 100% in on Jack is going to be a part of the Elite, and it's going to be a very interesting thing going forward. But getting now into the segment itself, the Bucks are just talking, saying, "Hey, before we show this footage, like we had this great match, and then we had this beautiful show, but there's this one black mark that ruined the entire thing."
And well, mostly importantly, what they said here was, before they even said anything, Matt Jackson was wearing a scapegoat T-shirt. that obviously was a big nod to Jack Perry. Obviously, it's his fucking brand and his shirt. But Nick and Matt, they're really talking, saying how this could have been, this was a big night for us, but we had to put our EVP caps on and we had to settle things down. We couldn't even pray before we went out. We couldn't even. We were off our game. They blamed FTR for sending Punk to do this to throw them off their game so they
This
could have
is
a competitive
fucking
advantage in the
wild.
title in the tag team match. I'm like, bro, no way, dude. That shit is actually mad funny. It's like, all right, so they had to be EVPs, they had to be the bosses, so they didn't even have time to do anything or get ready. So they had to do. So he threw them off their game, and they were basically saying all this stuff, and then they finally showed the footage. So the footage,
No
so
audio.
play by play. There was no audio, which I didn't expect audio either.
Part of me was like, though.
Yeah, but there was obviously. I mean, even if there was audio, you weren't gonna be able to hear anything.
Well, actually, no, there's usually not audio because I'm pretty sure isn't that illegal?
No, not all the time.
Yeah, not all the time. CCTV footage sometimes does have audio, like the kind of like the CCTV footage on a bus that has audio.
Yeah, I work and I deal with cameras, and sometimes they have audio, sometimes they don't. Yeah. So what's it called? The footage starts with Jack Perry walking in the back. He's walking. I guess he's walking. He's walking back from the match he just had with Hook. You could see Chris Hero. You could see Samoa Joe, Hook, Malachi.
Well, okay,
you could see...
no. So Malachi came in after the incident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you see CM Punk walk up to Jack Perry, which I mean, it's clear as day. I mean, obviously it's Punk because it's the fucking, he's wearing the goddamn XXX.
And he was bald as hell.
But yeah, he walks up to Jack Perry. They're having a conversation. You don't know what they're talking about. And the funny thing is, even before the footage, the fucking, I guess the medical guy is literally looking at Jack's glass for real glass that might be in his skin, from the car. But basically what happens is, it's right next to gorilla position. So the gorilla position, you can't see it because there's like a pillar there. So like Tony would be sitting right there, right behind that pillar. But Punk and Jack are talking. You can't really make out anything because it's so far away. But all of a sudden,
a guy also with a headset standing basically right next to them.
Well, that's Sanjay, and
that is Sanjay.
No, Sanjay came in after.
No, that is definitely not Sanjay.
I got my bald guys mixed up. But anyway, what happened? None of that shit's important. Anyway, Punk flies off the handle. He fucking it literally looks like he explodes. He pushes Jack. He pushes him in the face, and then he gets him in like a front face lock type choke, which kind of knocks over the TVs a little bit. He's got him in there. Joe is immediately on this, which was corroborated in the story. Joe, listen, God bless Samoa Joe. I'm gonna say that right now. God bless him.
Yeah,
that guy, when he retires, he should be a fucking school principal. That's just it's the vibes he gives me. But Joe, he grabs Jack. He gets Jack in the corner. The funniest part about this, Hook's just standing there watching all this, and he's not doing a fucking thing. He's like, "What the fuck?" So after Joe gets Jack, fucking Punk, you can see Punk lunge at like the gorilla position, where I assume is Tony, and he's pointing his finger. That's why I assume he called him a clown and he quit and all that shit. So Chris Hero and Jerry Lynn are pulling him back. Chris Hero they're pushing Punk back. Fucking Malachi walks up. He's trying to de-escalate this shit, and Chris Hero just gives one of these.
I was trying to figure out who that. Oh my god, I forgot he worked there.
Yeah, Chris Hero's like, oh shit, because he immediately Chris Hero knows what the fuck's going on. And then Jack's in the back just staring at him. So that was the footage. that was the footage. Obviously, I knew how the reaction was gonna be. I was oh, that's it. The reaction because people are expecting fucking Shibata versus Kazuchika Okada in Ryogoku Sumo Hall for 45 minutes. As the fucking security footage, but I'm like, no. It was always reported as it was a quick thing. It was fucking really bad, and that was it. It was a 10 to 15 second little skirmish. The Bucks even said it was like a high school fight, and that was it. That's what I expected. That's really what I expected.
Just
And then Malachi just comes strolling in.
Just read some of the
Malachi
comments.
just comes
Just want to mention, Reese, awesome. Thank you, man, for following and listening up. So now now for Ryan, I want to address all your comments. You have to realize something. Jack Perry, all he did was say, "What are you gonna do about it?" And Punk retaliated. No, just hold on. Because he is saying Jack Perry is 100% at fault. He is not.
No. He's talking about the other stuff too. What his comments is, Tony Khan had one job and couldn't do it. It's so Punk didn't have a choice. So basically, this wasn't even like an isolated issue. There was already stuff happening with Punk and Jack Perry before this. Obviously, there was the stuff that he talked about how Shivani asked him to deal with Jack because he was cussing out people in the back, allegedly.
Didn't Shivani clear up that story too?
No, he said he didn't want to talk
on Twitter.
No.
Well, he didn't.
He said he didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, he didn't agree nor disagree with it.
Yeah. He said he doesn't want to talk about it, and yeah. But basically, that's when he said, if he doesn't handle this, I'm going to.
And you're not going to like the way I do it.
That was before Wembley. People get that mixed up. That was before Wembley he said that.
Yes.
That wasn't right then and there. So, obviously, Tony, listen, Brawl In is already bad enough. Brawl Out shouldn't have even happened. When the Hangman and Punk shit went down, that shit should have been fucking kiboshed.
Yeah.
That day. Especially after the Colt Cabana stuff and people believing that he was trying to get him fired. All that shit should have been wrapped up and fucking finished.
The three of us debunked that. Before
it's not even
anything happened.
It's not even this. We shouldn't even be talking about it. We shouldn't even know that it exists. That's really the case here. Tony is completely at fault for not putting that shit to bed beforehand. Do I think Tony had full control over what CM Punk and his actions would be? And obviously there's a lot of egos that go into this in wrestling. I don't put the entire blame on Tony Khan for that aspect of it, but this shouldn't have gotten as far as it did.
No.
Which has always been the consensus. However, at Wembley, and that's not absolving Jack Perry either, because if he was cursing out people at the spot, that's not good either. It just makes him sound like a dick. And unfortunately in wrestling, there's a lot of people that are kind of like dicks. But that's still not a thing to, fly off the handle about. And Punk's not the boss. He's not the boss. He doesn't run the company. You go to your boss. So Jack Perry doing that shit and saying real glass, cry me a river. Should he have said it? Probably not. But should Punk have retaliated the way he did? No. And that's the thing too. Jack Perry he came to the back. Punk could have left it alone, but he came out to him. He talked, and Jack said, "If you have a problem with it, do something about it." Those are usually the biggest fighting words ever. But really, obviously, he's a young guy. He's not absolved. I'm not saying because he's a young guy, he's absolved of blame. Should he have said that? No, but that doesn't mean CM Punk should be assaulting his coworker in the manner that he did, and how he blew up on Jack in that security footage. That he is completely at fault. You don't fucking do that. Even if somebody, and if you're a fucking corporate fuck in a cubicle, for your regular job, and somebody says that shit to you, you don't fucking blow up on them and just completely beat the shit out of them in front of everybody. It's not how it works. You don't. People, I don't understand how this. There's a lot of people that don't understand this concept. You can't attack your coworkers in that type of manner. You have to sort that shit out.
Another
Tony
thing is
Tony's at fault for letting it get to that point. Jack's at fault for being a dick, and Punk's at complete fault for blowing up and putting his hands on him and assaulting him in the back. Let me tell you something right now. Everybody here is to blame. There's no winner in this situation. Tony's not a winner. Jack's not a winner. Punk's not a winner. The EVPs aren't winners. Hangman's not a winner. It's literally. It's like, bro. It's like this. People are fucking taking sides. Like, what are you taking sides for? Everybody here's in the wrong. It's not hard to see. This is why a lot of companies have HR, so they don't fucking get into this shit.
It's also another thing too, and yes, like the way Jack went about it, not good either. He said do something about it, which is taunting words, but also Jack is 26, Punk is
And
45,
Punk is 40.
45.
But
If Punk was the same age as Jack, or even a little bit older, okay, I can see the retaliation and pushback.
That's the age shit doesn't even matter to me.
No, but at that point, because you're just letting.
It doesn't matter because these are at the end of the day, these are two grown men.
Yes.
Two grown men. It doesn't matter what age they are. Obviously,
Tom.
Punk's a vet, and he's been there. He's been a part of wrestling for decades, and Jack's fairly new. However, these are two human beings and they're two grown men. They should know better. And that's the point where that's where we're at. Punk looked like a complete fucking idiot in this footage, attacking Jack Perry like he did. He looked like a complete fucking idiot. And him in the Ariel Helwani interview saying, "I thought I did the reasonable thing by just choking him a little bit." That's the responsible thing. That's not responsible. That's not responsibility. Going and attacking your coworker. That's not being responsible. And choking him a little bit what I saw in that video was not choking him a little bit. That was fucking. I'm blowing up and I'm fucking I'm losing I'm using poor judgment. That's where what I'm seeing here. That you can't do that. And number two, with Jack, if Jack's saying, "All right, we'll do something about it," should he be talking to another grown man like that? No. But yeah, and it's one of those words, but still, it's like if you have a problem, it's like literally you gotta hash that shit out like grown men. And the fact that, and the one thing I'll say here that doesn't really paint Punk in the greatest light either is that if he blew up like that easily, then obviously I already believe what I believe about Brawl Out, but that just really solidifies that Brawl Out, obviously, because most
was 1,000 times worse than this.
Yeah, obviously, but we know about Brawl Out, and like the story has pretty much been solidified about Brawl Out, how Punk was the first person to initiate something. That, after what I saw in that footage, it just makes it more easier to believe, and makes it. It's just like obviously this guy's got a short fuse. It doesn't make him look good. Will he be more beloved by wrestling fans? Yeah, that's how it's gonna work. For attacking his coworker,
hell, like,
I'll tell you, but I will say this though: the biggest winner here is Drew McIntyre.
Hell, like
that's the biggest winner here.
There's footage from like since like people, like someone in the crowd recorded the reaction of the crowd that was live. They were cheering for Punk after he beat the shit out of, after he was attacking Jack. They were cheering for Punk.
Yeah, Punk is.
He's a polarizing figure in pro wrestling.
That's what I'm saying. It's either you hate him, you love him, or you're in between. That's really what it is about CM Punk. He's always been that way, and that's how he's going to continue to remain. And he's going to go down infamously because of this, and that's just how it's going to be.
See, I like the wrestler CM Punk, Phil Brooks, the person. on how he reacted for this was it's. I know right now both Phil Brooks and Punk are the same person, but if I'm separating art from the artist, it's hard.
Well,
and also to address comments, hey Tom, and
Ryan in the
what
comments
did you
just
learn
said-
about Christian this week, Tom?
Oh, Ryan in the comments, I'll just say one thing that came out of this, though, is that Punk made Jack look like a bitch. I disagree, because if you've ever seen a high school fight or just a fucking random-ass fight in a store anywhere, this is usually how it goes. This is usually how it goes. And those fights are even more intense. He didn't make Jack look like a bitch because Jack didn't do anything. He fucking Punk did that. Jack didn't. I don't even think Jack probably knew it was
Also-
coming. Even he said,
Yeah,
"Do something about it."
Okay, because
Fucking
Jack
He was literally doing this with his hair when he got pushed.
Yeah,
And then
Jack
he
got
pushed the
pushed.
second
Jack got
time,
pushed, and then he
the
did that.
chokehold.
Then he did that, and then Joe already had. I mean, you're not outpowering Samoa Joe, so
No.
Joe already think he didn't do anything. He couldn't even have the chance to fight back because by the time he got out of the hole, Joe already had him in the corner. So it's like nobody looks like a bitch here. It's just everybody looks fucking stupid. Well, and
love
like
how
kids, that's all this is.
I've watched this probably like 15, 20 times that now that we've been talking like on the actual video. Like it literally looked like it started so calmly because nobody cared. And then like maybe
went 0 to
2
on.
3 maybe 2 to 3 seconds before it blew up, everyone looked right at them. So
Yeah,
something was said.
Punk
Whether
looked
it be by
worried.
Punk or by Perry, but I'm assuming one of them raised their voice, and that kind of tipped everybody off as to, oh crap, something's gonna go down. right now.
Nobody here looks good at all.
No.
Nobody.
No.
But Punk here looked like a fucking idiot.
Oh.
Why is he flying off the handle here for this? For Jack Perry of all people. And number two, Jack Perry obviously doesn't look good either, but that's the thing here as well with this. Because if this was the first time this ever happened, Punk would still be in AEW. Say if Brawl Out never happened, Hangman never happened, none of that shit happened. Punk would still be there because number one, this wasn't even that bad.
No.
The best part about this is the Jack Perry scapegoat shit. The guy is a scapegoat because number two, if I was running this company and this was an isolated incident, Punk putting his hands on a coworker, I'd suspend him. Obviously, they had to fire him because he's had a history about this. But like Jack, I wouldn't have done anything because Jack didn't do anything. That's really what I came. That's what I came out of this video. I'm like, Jack really didn't even fucking do anything besides say some stupid shit. He really is the scapegoat. But the best thing is though, I think this is the best thing that ever happened to Jack Perry. In terms of in-ring and how notorious he's going to be. Because he went from fucking Jungle Boy and then Jack Perry coming out to classical music. Nobody really cares about him. He doesn't really have much of a character. He's just kind of a douchebag. Now he's fucking infamous. And now he's got fucking a run in Japan that he could use to help him with his in-ring.
Oh, Reese, go to
Twitter. It's all over Twitter.
Purists on Twitter. They have like one of the best videos about it.
Also, Tom, I forget that Tom tunes in late sometimes. Yeah, Christian has said multiple times he watches everything.
Oh yeah,
because Christian, you are a sick fuck, and I respect the hell out of you for it.
Tom said the comment. I learned that Christian watches WWE. I didn't know. No, yeah, I pretty much watch everything. I I haven't missed AEW ever. I really haven't missed any WWE ever, even during the fucking when it was atrocious in 2018, 19, when it was that bad, I still was watching every week. I watch Raw every week. I watch NXT every week, and I watch SmackDown every week. It's because most of my friends are at college. It's been my schedule since I was a kid, and most of my friends are away at college, and I just get home from work, I watch the shows, and that's it. It's just I don't have a platform often to talk about WWE as much. And in my pecking order of just stuff I enjoy, it would be AEW, New Japan, then WWE. WWE would probably be my third favorite promotion. And it's not because of WWE not being good, because WWE is the best promotion right now in terms of how hot it is. But obviously WWE, what it is it's not geared towards in-ring work. They have great matches, but it's not geared. It's more obviously it's more of an entertainment promotion, but it's not geared to in-ring work. Obviously, New Japan and AEW are geared more to in-ring matches, which that's what I enjoy more when it comes to pro wrestling. So that's why I like these companies better. And AEW is my favorite, is literally just because they prioritize in-ring action, and my favorite wrestlers are in the company. My favorite wrestlers, like most of my top 10 are within AEW, and it didn't even start that way. Like most of them, like just guys who, like Kenny, like the Bucks, they were all already my favorites. They started, and the guys came over from New Japan who are my favorite, and now they're just all together. It's pretty crazy.
What's kind of like sad is, so like kind of after they showed the footage, they panned back to the commentary desk, and you can see that Tony Schiavone is not happy. That
Well, I mean, he was not happy as they were going into this.
Because guess where his ass was?
WCW.
Bullshit was going like that. But that's the thing too. People are calling this WCW and this is it. I mean, it's like, bro, like Tony Khan's got so much goddamn money, you don't even fucking know. They had WCW
had no
canceled.
money towards the end.
They had no fucking money. Tony Khan AEW is getting like the people, like even like some of the ratings, sometimes the ratings don't reflect it. AEW is usually the top thing on TV besides like if there's a major sporting event on, like an NBA game, hockey, NFL. They're usually the first thing behind it, and that's for companies like Warner Brothers Discovery. That's really good. And they're really happy about it. So the rights increase is probably going to happen this year. Actually, it's not probably. It is going to happen this year, the rights increase. So they're about to get even more money. So that's like, it's kind of just like, this is something that's going to be a hot topic now. But in a month, it's going to be like it probably really never even happened.
And the thing is,
just,
too,
like, the only remnants of it are going to be what the Bucks do and what Jack does.
Also, and keep this in mind too, either on, they're probably, WWE is probably gearing up for Punk to have a promo on Monday, and he's going to make a shot at this. So keep that in mind, folks. And yeah.
As he should. Because absolutely, because listen, if I'm in another promotion, and this happened from one of my talents, like why wouldn't I acknowledge it? Fucking Drew McIntyre is already on Twitter talking about how he's doing tape study. And like,
on the weak
like,
spots.
That's fucking great.
And it's like, huh?
But I will say this though, a lot of people forget who the Young Bucks are.
They're assholes.
Well, no, it's not even that.
They're
What are the Young
Christian boys? Damn it!
I'm not. The Young Bucks have, by all accounts, everybody who's worked with them are very well liked. But what were the Young Bucks' character when they were running the Indies with Kenny and Cody Rhodes during the fucking 2017 to 2019? What happened? What were they doing? They were fucking suck it, too sweet,
fuck the
revival. They're literally bashing the shit out of stuff that was in WWE. They were fucking saying fuck the revival. Like, the biggest criticism about this footage was, oh, why are they promoting some guy that doesn't even work for them anymore? My brother in Christ. They were in Ring of Honor rings having people. Cody Rhodes, the guy who just fucking main evented the biggest WrestleMania of all time, is standing in the ring with the Young Bucks saying fuck the revival. The revival FDR can't say anything to them because they work for WWE. And they can't respond to these guys on television.
Fired.
These motherfuckers went to fucking Raw in a limousine with Hangman Page, Brandy, Cody, the Young Bucks, and another guy who shall not be named, and went to the parking lot outside Raw. And while people were waiting in line to go see Raw, with a megaphone, having their own revolution and having their own invasion. These are the same guys. They didn't change, dude. It's like. Do you think this is what brought them to the dance?
Mm-hmm.
When the conception of AEW and All In, not Wembley, the first All In Chicago. That's actually pretty ironic now, but the conception was built on the groundwork of shit like this. What do you think BTE was? Being the Elite was just a fucking complete crapshoot of just 4 guys and more just fucking having fun, changing the business. They got cease and desisted by the WWE for hand signals and pointing to their crotch. These are the same dudes. These are the same guys. And it's literally what they're doing. They're doing what they do best. Troll. They're trolls. They've done it and they brought them to the dance. And look what happened. Look what came out of it. We have the second biggest promotion in the United States of America out of this shit.
All right, just to acknowledge something real quick, because Tom made the comments. So I have a ringtone that's the Kim Possible sound. And so my mom's friend is watching. She works with them. So hi, Teddy. And yes, Ryan, this is a schlanket behind me. But yeah, so just it's everything is just so fucked right now with this stuff. Like,
well, and that's the thing too. This is getting so overblown because I guarantee this shit's not going to even last like 2 weeks. This is a hot topic for tonight. But yeah, and I do want to acknowledge that what Punk also said in the Ariel Helwani to saying AEW isn't a real business. I mean, he's just lying. And he's just trying to shit on the Bucks because number one, I think he was mad about because obviously he wanted to sit down with the Young Bucks and Kenny and all them and try to
fix this.
Tom, not always. I mean, not always.
Yeah,
I mean,
but he wanted to sit down and they didn't want to because obviously after this situation, it was kind of went off the table, and he was mad about that. However, he can't really get mad at the Young Bucks without sounding like a hypocrite when he said in the same exact interview that Colt Cabana approached him wanting to not squash the beef, but like just talk so it's not awkward, have a awkward working environment between the two. And then he told him, I'm not talking to you without a lawyer. And it's like, all right, that's all right. Okay.
He never would have said
kind of hypocritical, but
true, but there is a previous lawsuit between the two of them.
Oh, absolutely. But
yeah.
No,
I completely get what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
but fucking podcast.
You got to have insurance on your podcast. That is literally the biggest thing we learned from that.
That's gonna be honest though. I loved that episode of that podcast. I listened to that.
Oh, same.
Well, it was historic.
Oh yeah,
it was historic for the time.
Yeah, because it blew open so many things.
I will say this too about this whole fiasco. This is going to be. I love Adam Cole. I just want to say this. Adam Cole, during this entire thing, he's tweeting about Final Fantasy.
Also, speaking of Adam Cole,
he just posted a gif of Aerith and Zach's fair. It has nothing to do with anything. God bless him.
Speaking of Adam Cole, him and Evil Uno having their own video game podcast.
I just completely fucking PogChamp. They're doing Azumi versus Tony Storm on Collision. That's fucking incredible. Azumi from Stardom. And they're doing Shane Haste and Hook at Battle of the Belts. Shane Taylor. But back to what I was getting at though. This is going to obviously look bad on the company and look bad on Tony.
Yes.
And he's gonna get a lot of ridicule for this. And we're not done with a lot of this stuff. But I think this was the rip off the Band-Aid moment. They had to get this footage out. This was gonna loom large forever. People were never gonna have like
closure,
a closure or finality to this. Get it out, end it, move on. It's over. Fuck it, whatever. What they need to do post this, which we're still not even done with this segment, but this really needs to help Jack Perry, which it will. Because he's the ultimate benefactor about this, and the Young Bucks.
He's gonna be the second biggest heel in AEW.
All right, we're gonna pump the brakes on that. This guy, we haven't seen him yet. I'm not
He's
even.
He's gonna cost FTR the title at Dynasty. Watch.
Yeah, well, you can tell people are gonna be on Jack Perry's side. It happened the second All Out happened. Brawl Out happened. It happened when it was either World's End or Full Gear from the year before. It's just, everything just kind of blends in together at this moment. But no, it was Full Gear at Prudential in 22 when everybody was saying fuck CM Punk, and the second somebody tried to get a CM Punk chant started, obviously people would get booed out of the building for it. Same thing happened tonight when the Bucks were in the ring. You heard a few select people start chanting CM Punk, and then you heard immediately people were shutting that shit down. So,
which is good because one, it's and yes, 100% AEW and any wrestling promotion, maybe besides New Japan, is tribalistic as fuck.
No, the New Japan tribalists, they're probably even worse, and they're just not as many of them. It's dude. You should. Let me tell you something right now. Go to the New Japan subreddit. Anytime there's something about AEW or WWE in there, it's a fucking flame war. And it's even worse.
Damn. All right.
And to be honest, I understand them because they're getting fucked on both ends because everyone's taking their fucking talent, and they got fucking Evil running the show over there right now. And let me tell you something about Jack Perry first before we even get into this FTR promo. That motherfucker better not bring Evil over here, because then I'll be saying, listen, Punk, I'm sorry, bro. Listen, they better not get that motherfucking Evil over here. I do not need to see anybody from the fucking House of Torture come over to AEW. If I see Evil was spotted in a goddamn fucking Philadelphia 7-Eleven. He better stay his ass in there.
All right, I'm gonna put the nail on.
He's trying to get back with Io Sky.
I'm gonna put the nail in the coffin on this with one tweet that is actually a very good point, and this is directed at everybody saying this was a WCW 2000 moment and the company's dying. This is from Drainmaker, aka Drain Bamager. Yes, that is his Twitter handle. Yep. If an abhorrent sex trafficking lawsuit didn't kill a certain company, a 1-minute video of some dude assaulting his coworker backstage is not going to kill another company. End of story.
That's actually that's a very good point. That's a very, very good point.
Shout out to the Drainmaker, man. Keeping the Twitter timeline fucking crazy.
Hey, a valid point is a valid point.
That is actually very valid.
Because the first thing is a million times worse. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, but anyway, we're not done. After this, we had FTR come out, and this I didn't expect. I thought it was just gonna be the Bucks talking about it, and that was it. FTR comes out, they're stormed to the ring, they get a microphone.
What the fuck?
And Cash and Dax, basically the entire promo was like, what the fuck are we even doing? Why are we even showing this? And that was actually very, very smart to do, because that's the consensus of most of the fans. Like, what the fuck are you even showing this for? And obviously, you're not supposed to side with the Young Bucks. That they're the heels. You're not supposed to like this. It's literally to get more heat on the Bucks as well. And they're like, why are we even doing this? And then and it's like, who cares? This shit happened eight months ago. It's like, why is this even important? And they basically go into a whole promo, a great promo that is, about how they want, a really big babyface promo, how they want to like champion AEW. They want to do it for the people. They want to do it for the wrestlers. They want to do it for everybody. And they want to stop shit like this about what the Young Bucks are doing. And I'm like, dude, that's all they needed to do. I'm like, that was fine. This is going to get lost in translation online, because everything online, it's just the fucking 15-second video. Nobody, there's a huge subsection of fans that don't even watch AEW or Dynamite, that have no idea the Young Bucks fucking spoke for 5 minutes before they played the video, and they have no idea that fucking FTR cut a great promo after it. They saw the video, that's it. These people have no idea. So that's obviously going to be playing into things on how the reaction is going to be online. But FTR, this promo was great. I thought this was a great promo. But yeah, it just builds more heat for their match. It's going to be, I mean, it's obviously a feature match on the pay-per-view. It's FTR versus the Young Bucks 4. I mean, this is two of the
Xi Jinping
best
just commented.
Oh, he's here. is
Tony
fucking did
Khan
right.
suffered a heart attack backstage at AEW and fell to the ground. CM Punk opened champagne as soon as he knew the news.
Oh damn it! I thought Ryback was like seen in the video. We just missed him. I was like, you know that footage of like the people dancing in the sewer, and then like there's a bear in the middle, but you're too busy watching the people dance, so you never
that's
notice
the
the
gorilla
bear.
basketball thing.
Wait, isn't the basketball thing?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's like this footage, but we're so focused on Jack and Punk that we don't see Ryback in the back.
Just doing his taunt to feed me more.
Yeah, or fucking trying to sell his supplements to Tony Khan. But anyway,
keeping it fucking real here, man.
but yeah, this was a great promo from FTR. Great stuff here from them, and all this ultimately does, it gets more heat on their match because it's a feature match at Dynasty, and it's gonna hurt them even more when the Scapegoat shows back up and fucks them over.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point we're gonna get FTR Bucks. Bye.
Yeah, a proper one. It's going to be interesting. I think like heightened security for a lot of events if Jack Perry's going to be on. Heighten that shit up because there's going to be...
I will tell you this, though. They did New Japan a big-time favor.
Tony Khan broke the defense. Oh, no.
I'll tell you right now, though.
No.
This company just did New Japan a big time favor. Big time. Because Jack Perry's first promoted match in North America
is for Chicago.
Well, is in Chicago at their show in fucking on Friday.
I believe.
Hey, listen, New Japan, we took a lot of your talent. We'll let you do Jack's first match in America.
With Windy City Riot, I believe that's going to be available maybe the following...
New Japan World.
Yeah, but like... It's currently you have to pay for it. Like
well, you're gonna have to pay for a New Japan World either.
Well, no, but no. I'm talking about but this pay per view itself, you have to buy the pay per view itself.
Yeah, you have to buy the pay per view. It's like even though like
but
even
a week later
over,
it'll be up. A week later,
it won't be free. No, it won't be free. You'd have to pay for it still.
No, because they did that for the other Windy City Riot.
That was last year.
Yeah, they could do that again.
They're not doing that again. I'm telling you right now, they're not doing that again.
They could.
The only reason they did that is because they had fucking horrific audio and technological issues on the fight end. That's the only reason they did it. This is not happening again because that cost them a lot of money. They're not doing it again because the last few America shows and even the Stardom one, they didn't do it. You still got to pay for them.
All right. Shit.
But yeah, it's $20. I'm definitely going to be watching that show. So we'll see.
I'll be watching it a week late.
So after this, I don't even know.
That's going to be me with All Out.
I don't even know what the fuck happened after this, to be honest with you.
We had the Bryan Danielson vignette.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And we transitioned from that into Renee on the ramp, and coming out was our boy Will Ospreay.
I loved his fucking comment here because...
All right. Yeah.
His
so
comment was fucking crazy.
Just a little base.
I mean, everybody's been saying that for years because it's kind of true.
During WrestleMania week, obviously, there was a lot of interviews going on with Triple H. So Triple H was on the Pat McAfee show. He made a comment saying that if people don't want to come here, like free agents don't want to come here for the long run, he's happy because that means they're not going to buy in full time. And if they just want to do like part-time stuff, like we don't really want you, and they're like running from the grind, which was like, it was perceived as a shot against because WWE has missed out on a lot of free agents that AEW has been able to obtain. Mostly, this was perceived to be Will Ospreay, Kazuchika Okada, Mercedes Moné,
Jay White.
It could be any assortment of guys who signed with AEW as of late. And Ospreay mentioned that somebody said I was running from the grind, and it says seeing the guy who said it. It's only the position he's in. He's only in the position he's in because he was grinding on the boss's daughter. Me, as a registered fucking idiot, I thought he was talking about Bryan Danielson and John Laurinaitis, and because of Brie, and then not until 20 minutes later, I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, oh wait, he wasn't talking. I'm like, how does that make sense? Like, Laurinaitis wasn't a boss. I'm like, oh, he's talking about Triple H. Because I'm so wrapped up in the Punk footage, I'm trying to do play by play. I'm trying to like figure out like my thoughts about this Punk shit. I'm not ready for this shit, Osprey. Chill. I'm like, fucking chill, dude.
See, Christian.
Oh my god.
Christian, everyone went this way. You were the only one that went.
And it's happened before because I'm literally overthinking it. I'm like, bro. I'm like, dude. There was another time where that happened. I was like, wait a minute.
You went like over a 180 there. I didn't even know that was possible.
Well, see, what I'm not gonna fully fault you because Laurinaitis was the boss of talent relations. So
because I think I heard because he was talking about. I thought he was talking about Danielson, and I'm like, well, what do you mean the boss's daughter? Because Brie would be his daughter-in-law, and then I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? And then I'm like, wait a minute, he didn't say that. But no, he said the only reason you're in the position you're in because he was grinding on the boss's daughter. This here, besides all the Punk shit we just talked about and how everyone looked bad, Will Ospreay had absolutely 110% absolute credence to absolutely say something.
Yeah,
everybody he was absolutely within his rights to say something. AEW didn't send him out there to go say this. Will Ospreay, it was perceived all week that fucking Triple H threw a shot at Will Ospreay, and Ospreay threw one back. That's literally all this was. People are taking this, oh my god, AEW, they're sending him out to do... No. Well, Triple H said something on a podcast, Will Ospreay said something back. That's it.
See, the thing is, too...
And it's not like... And guess who else said this comment before?
Who?
Who said it in 2011?
Oh.
CM Punk. See, his doofus son-in-law. He only... It's his
idiotic daughter and his doofus
the company's going to be run by his doofus son-in-law, his idiotic daughter, his doofus son-in-law, and the rest of his stupid family. The rest of his stupid family, and that doofus son-in-law is doing a pretty damn good job right now.
Yeah.
And you're working for him.
A thing is too, because when Triple H made that comment on, I think it was on Pat McAfee's show.
I think so.
He made the comment. People immediately pulled up the promo he had with Kenny at the press conference for Wrestle Kingdom. Like, if you don't think Ospreay has the ability to be a part of this grind, you have no fucking idea.
No. The thing I fucking... Because obviously Triple H knows about the outside world.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I didn't understand it. If this was about Ospreay, I don't understand. What the fuck are you talking about? This guy grinded more than anybody.
It's probably because...
This guy had a harder grind than anybody. This guy's on the fucking British Indies. This guy's in New Japan as a junior and a heavyweight. He clawed his way up to the top of New Japan. He grinded for 10 years in New Japan, and that's harder. That most people can't do that. Grinding in New Japan to get into where he did in New Japan. That's why most people decide
to go to WWE because of the
lighter because they can't handle it.
Work, yeah.
I think it's because he wasn't willing to move to the States for it.
Because the guy's got a fucking stepkid, and he doesn't want to relocate his fiance.
That's what
who has
I'm
a
mainly
stepkid
getting out of this.
Who's gone through a bunch of shit because her husband died, and she can't move away from that thing. It's like, bro, it's like he's well within his rights to not want to live in another country.
It's like, yeah, you have Ospreay situation, you have Okada situation of Okada's wife being this big name, and also Okada having a family as well.
Yeah, and well, Okada was an interesting situation too. It's because it's not because Okada and Ospreay, you can't say they didn't grind.
Yeah,
literally the top two. Okada was the fucking face of New Japan for a fucking decade. It's like he's literally. It's like if Roman Reigns left to go to AEW, that's the exact same thing that happened with Okada. It's like, wait, you say Roman didn't grind? We say, well, say if Cody went back, what do you say? Cody didn't fucking grind? What?
I'm just looking at Twitter. Someone
Yeah, I
tweeted
mean,
it. If Riho was backstage at All In, the fight would have never happened. And it
Listen to
has
me,
her holding the
Riho
picture
yo,
of the
yo,
pipe.
shut that shit
yo,
down.
Riho, dude. Not only would that shit not have happened, Riho would have beat the shit out of both of them. Like they both would have ended up in the
She would have
hospital.
took they would she like where the grandmas take the kids by the ears. That she
Yes.
would have There wouldn't have been no problems if they
She
had an
would have
enforcer like
took
Riho Dak there.
She would have took the pipe and then hit someone's knee in the wrong direction.
Let me tell you something. Riho, if she was down there, let me tell you something about Riho. That's an enforcer right there. You don't fuck around with Riho.
No, you don't.
But that's the last thing I say about the Osprey is like you can't really say that about the best wrestler in the world, even though that's disputed by obviously he's not in your company, so I don't think you wouldn't say that. But really, come on.
Also, this is just in general. I love how this only wrestling fans do not understand this. It's like if you got offered a job where you're getting paid more to work less and travel less, why the fuck would you say no to that? Like take any other industry. If you get paid less, I mean, if you're getting a job that is a job offer that's offering you better pay and working less, not only in days per week but probably hours per shift, are you really gonna say no to that? Because you would just look like a fucking idiot if you did.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like wrestling is a special kind of place.
But anyway,
After this, we go right into the Julia Hart vignette, which I actually thought this was pretty well done.
yeah, this is really, really cool. This is actually really good. This is a really good vignette. I mean, her tone of voice was kind of like she could have sounded a little bit more fucking spooky, but this was really cool, well shot, like with all the masks and the fire and all. This was really cool.
Oh yeah.
I was just calling out Willow. I thought it was very, very, very cool. And
after this, we go into the Hook, Jericho, and Shibata versus Shane Taylor, Lee Moriarty, and Anthony Ogogo match. And
Anthony Ogogo, he joined Shane Taylor Promotions on Collision. If people didn't know.
Good move on both creative part to put him back into something.
Oh shit!
What happened?
Akibono died.
Who?
Akibono. He's the famous sumo wrestler.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Clicking now.
that sucks.
Not 100%, but I know. I believe. Yeah, it's clicking.
That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. Rest in peace. But yeah. So where were we?
We were talking about the Shane Taylor promotion and Lion Hook and Shibata match.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this was fine. It was more story. And basically, Shibata veered off.
How did he come out? Okay.
Shibata veered off course of the plan, and Jericho was like, "What Hook? What the fuck's he doing?" And he pulled Hook off the guy, and Shibata actually accidentally kicked Jericho off the apron, and Jericho and Hook ended up getting into it and arguing outside the ring, and that ended up making Shane Taylor Promotions win by cheating. And Lee Moriarty actually got the pin Shibata, which I thought that was very good. It was very good for Lee. And Shibata didn't lose anything there. He got fucked over. And Hook was basically telling Jericho, "Get out of here, fuck off. You're done for the night. Just it's enough. Look what happened. Just stop. I don't need you right now." So it looks like they're doing Hook and Jericho like it's like they're kind of like at odds right now, just because Jericho wants to help Hook by like these
Hook
plans.
And Jericho on the pre-show. Let's go.
You're joking. But Shibata, I mean, I like Shane. I was happy Shane Taylor Promotions won here. Like they needed a win. They just really formed. So I'm glad they took this victory here. But yeah, there's not really much to say about this.
Yeah.
No, not really.
All right. After this,
We go back to the back with Renee, and she's standing there with Dustin Rhodes, and he cuts one hell of a promo.
Yeah, saying that he has to get this. He has to get this win.
I swear to
you
God,
didn't see-
Dustin
if you
Rhodes
didn't-
has like the perfect raspy voice that just cuts a great promo every time.
If you didn't see this was a great promo, but if you didn't see his promo on Collision, that shit was unbelievable. His promo on Collision
Oh,
was
yeah.
excellent.
yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, after this, we had Kazuchika Okada
Versus Cristiano Argento.
beating down some fucking idiot, some Italian fuck. Dropkick Rainmaker.
Oh.
Hey, oh.
Dropkick Rainmaker. It's over. Obviously, he got no business being in there with a god.
I love
Okada
the
gets
facial expressions of Okada during this.
Okada. He gets on the mic. He says, "Hey, Pac,
I accept.
I accept your challenge." So we officially we got Pac and Okada for the Continental Crown Championship at Dynasty. Which, regardless of what's going on and all the discourse about AEW right now, this Dynasty card is maybe one of the top three cards they've ever put together. Like I swear to God, it's like this is an unbelievable card.
Side note, from the segment that we talked about, Grayson Waller and Dijak had pretty funny comments about showing the tape.
Listen, Waller's funny. Dijak's just fucking annoying.
It's
and
true.
at
I
this
saw
point.
it. There was real glass everywhere.
Ratio. How about you ratio your ass on to fucking? Actually, I can't even say that because Dijak had the match of the night on the NXT show, at the pay-per-view. But listen, I like Dijak, but I just don't like him interacting with the most horrible part of the fan base and trying to pander to them because it's fucking kind of gay. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So Okada, he's talking about listen, Pac, and then Pac comes out. Pac starts storming to the ring, but here comes the Young Bucks. They start beating down on Pac.
Did you guys happen to hear what Pac said when he was on the ramp?
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I swear to fucking God.
Yeah.
Well, there's another F-bomb that we heard today, clear as day.
Yeah, but yes. Pac, he's beaten down. He getting beaten down by Okada and the Bucks. Here comes FTR.
I loved how they framed him getting attacked by the Bucks. They had like the Tron playing, but no music. So so Pac couldn't. So it was a perfect element of surprise. They still came through the fucking Okada Vader. But
yeah. So they start beating him down. Also, I forgot to mention before the Punk footage got released, they had a countdown to the Young Bucks thing. That was absolutely a reference to the countdown to Cody when Cody first showed up in WWE. Not first showed up, but when he came back to WWE 2 years ago, then they did the countdown to Cody. That was absolutely a fucking reference because they got the Cody Vader, then they got the countdown to Cody. They're just fucking. And the funny thing is, Cody has said this in multiple interviews. Him and the Bucks are more better friends now than they even were when they were working together.
Keeps jacking my flow.
So he's probably telling them, "Yo, do this." He's like, "All right, shit, bet."
Yeah, outside of the year that they didn't talk.
But what's it called? They get beaten down. FTR shows up. They ended up getting beaten down as well, by the Okada and the Young Bucks. So it looks like we're gonna get a 6-man tag eventually between the FTR, the Bucks, Okada, and Pac.
I hope it's after the pay-per-view because I don't want Okada and Pac interact having a full-on just wrestling each other until the pay-per-view.
Well, I don't think they're gonna get. I mean, they'll be in there, but they're not gonna get that physical. They have to do it. They have to capitalize on this footage shit.
Yeah.
On at least one free television show, they have to do it. But anyway, after this, we had Jay White in the back talking about what they did at Ring of Honor Supercard and how he's gonna beat down some fuck on Rampage that ends up being Matt Sydal. And as sooner the better this is over until he gets the fuck out of there and starts doing something again.
So once again, I'm assuming it's a unification of the trios title.
I'm not assuming it's a unification. Actually, no, it's not going to be a unification. I think they're going to have both titles, and the reason I say it's not going to be a unification is because they have brand new Ring of Honor Trios championships. Literally in that segment, it's the first time they had him for the first time at Supercard. And it's the first time they've been seen at Dynamite. They're not making brand new titles if they're gonna unify them. So
they're making brand new trios title once the Bang Bang Gang gets the
but that's a
AEW
strap.
ones.
Yeah, but that's a strap. That's not a design. This is these trios
no,
belts are
no,
brand new.
It's also plates, because when House of Black had the trios, they had plates and straps.
Yeah, they fucking screw them on. They have the side plate made.
It was like full-fledged, like crafted, designed, like plates that they're not screwed on.
Hey, nobody else had that.
I think maybe doesn't like.
The only reason the House of Black had them is because they were different belts. Because remember, those were silver.
True.
Those were the silver. Because they were completely different belts. The ones they're gonna get are just they're gonna have to change the strap. That's really it. Those they had. I mean, it's like the TNT belt. That like when Miro's white and green one, like the red, the Cody's red and the red one, Brody's, like the red and black one, Scorpio's fucking Lakers one. Like they had to actually change those. But yeah. Anyway, after this we had Tony Storm's little fucking soiree here with the fucking champagne with Thunder Rosa. She didn't even say a word. She didn't even say a word. She splashed shit in her face, started rubbing the towel to wipe her shit off. Here comes Deanna. Deanna wanted to help Thunder Rosa, but Thunder Rosa shoot her off, and then Deanna goes, fuck you. And it goes to the back. I'm like, oh shit, okay. Deanna goes, fuck you, and goes to the back. So this is absolutely gonna end up a triple threat. This is absolutely a triple threat.
With the winner getting interrupted
they still
by
need to do...
Jamie Hayter.
Hopefully, they still need to build this up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, that led into Mariah May versus Anna Jay. Mariah got a little pep talk, a little pep kiss. That is, which Tony actually did show up and tease a Forbidden Door match, which Mina Shirakawa at a Stardom show, WrestleMania weekend. But we're gonna get more on that. But I thought this was a very good match between Mariah and Jay, and just Mariah. You can tell this was this match was the fucking barometer. This was the litmus test. If you want to see a match that says which girl has been to Japan and which girl has not been to Japan, this was the match for you. Mm-hmm. And it was just because that chop exchange.
Oh yeah.
Mariah was fucking murdering her. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, this is how it's such a difference.
It shows who's been in intergender matches, who hasn't been in intergender matches.
Well, it's not even intergender matches. If you've been to Japan in the dojo, you're getting the shit knocked out of you for 7 hours, and then you say, go to bed, you're doing it again tomorrow. And they expect you to do that to them.
Actually, dude, you want to know what was a similar chop exchange? Penta versus Commander on Collision.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
And I mean, Gunther, he even said the hardest he's ever been chopped was from Penta. So that's nothing to play with, especially from that guy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this was a pretty good match. Mariah ends up picking up the victory, but then but then Anna Jay starts choking her out again, which I think this is more prominent than we giving her credit for. As we said earlier, literally by Wembley, before then, should Anna go with Jack, which I was always a proponent of. Put Anna with Jack as like Hollywood Jack Perry, and I could see it still happening here. Anna just did a very heel thing, even though Mariah is kind of like a tweener. I could see her prepping her to get in with Jack, because there was people saying, oh, maybe Mercedes goes with Okada and the Bucks. I think if they have Jack, Okada, and the Bucks, and Anna, that would benefit Anna. Mm-hmm. Because you put Anna with Jack, obviously, but that would benefit her. She could be the fucking secretary.
Do the Harley Cameron bit?
Yeah, I mean, I guess,
hey,
but
as long as that happens and we get John Silver interrupting a backstage promo going, Anna.
But after this, Mina Shirakawa from Stardom's music hits. This is the first Stardom talent that we've had on AEW, because obviously the partnership is now in full effect. But here comes Mina Shirakawa. Very excited to see Mina. Mina's excellent. She's gonna be on Windy City Riot as well. She's been here. I mean, she does mostly. She was already said to be gonna be doing Forbidden Door, months ago, and we all assumed that it was probably gonna be something to do with Mariah.
Also,
because
Forbidden Door is no longer at Arthur Ashe. It can be somewhere in New York.
Yeah. But Mina saves Mariah. Because if you don't know the history between them, they were they were Team Rose Gold in Stardom, and then they created Club Venus together in Stardom. Basically, what Tony Storm is to Mariah is what Mina was to Mariah in Stardom. So basically, it's like fucking custody of Mariah May, between Mina Shirakawa and Tony Storm. But Mina, she gives her, she fucking coddles her like a baby, and then just fucking kisses her on the lips like how Tony did, and gives her I think a champagne like how Tony did. So it's basically going into Forbidden Door. It's going to be Tony Storm versus Mina Shirakawa and competing for the custody of Mariah May. God bless Mina Shirakawa.
Yeah.
Side note, so AEW just uploaded the kind of like the Wembley footage reveal, and they edited out the Wembley footage.
I know they've been taking it down.
That's just awesome. Also, Forbes released...
Well, I don't know why would they do that though? Because of copyright claim in people's tweets.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
also,
I saw that earlier.
Forbes,
Everything's getting copyrighted.
Forbes did an amazing troll job. They posted the Dynamite results because she got Edge defeats Penta. All right, CM Punk defeats Jack Perry. Backstage footage from AEW All In. All right, cool.
I don't understand why they're taking that shit down.
I think, well, one, I just pointed out that like the overall fact that like that AEW uploaded the footage, uploaded that segment to their YouTube channel without the tape on it.
I love how somebody out of pocket attacked Adam Cole on Twitter tonight, and that person is getting blocked.
Yeah, I saw that. This guy's trying to fucking tweet about Final Fantasy VII, bro. He don't care about any of this bullshit. God damn it, it's my goat.
Good for Adam Cole. He put the middle finger emoji at the end of that.
I just don't understand why they would take that shit down. That don't really make sense. They showed it on television, and it's social media. It's gonna be everywhere.
I don't know. Maybe they're now realizing, oh shit, we fucked up.
Well, no. See. If they did that, that'd be fucking completely retarded. Because it's
oh
on
yeah,
television.
100% would be retarded. I'm not gonna lie about that.
No, yeah, but it's like, I don't think they would do that. That's just kind of weird. I don't know why. Maybe it's a mistake. I don't know.
Well,
but
yeah.
Anyway,
remember, like AEW did have that issue with like the YouTube channel.
Yeah, but if they're editing a video and putting it back on their channel, then that doesn't really make sense. But anyway, after this we had a Mercedes Moné thing, talking to Alex Marvez, talking about what she thinks about Julia and Willow and who she actually wants to face. But then the lights go out and she gets attacked by a mystery assailant. And we don't know who it is. Obviously, with the lights going out, you assume it's Julia Hart and the House of Black, but I don't think it's actually her. It could be, but
I have a feeling it's somebody who is going to return soon.
Jamie?
Or Britt.
No, it could be Britt. But my thing is, it could be any of that because they didn't show it. And they, like, you say if it was like Sky, like my first thought was like, oh, maybe Sky Blue because maybe that'll be her Dynasty match if she wrestles on Dynasty. Like her first match against Sky Blue would be fine because Sky Blue isn't going to lose anything losing to Mercedes.
Yeah.
So, and that would probably be a really good match for her first match against Sky. It could be something like that, but I don't know. But yeah, this was just kind of
I gotta go back and actually watch and listen to the promo. She might give away a hint that I didn't pick up on. Yeah, you never know.
All right, so after that, is it time for the main event?
Yeah, the main event.
Well, yeah. It's
time.
for the
Main
main
event.
We had Dustin Rhodes trying to beat Samoa Joe, so another Rhodes brother trying to beat a Samoan Joseph. But yeah, that happens.
Another Samoa named Joe.
Samoan Joseph. So he was trying to finish the story. His did not go as good as his brothers did.
Nope.
Maybe next year. Maybe
well,
we'll see
at
him.
least his match had blood, which was unwarranted, versus
Cody
another
had blood a
one.
little bit. Cody had blood in the build up. Listen, I'll listen. I could excuse no blood for fucking Avengers Endgame.
All right.
Okay.
Listen,
Your mic switched to your camera.
Ay, Dios míos.
Um,
Hey,
you
my
go.
reaction. No Forbidden Door at Arthur Ashe. Fuck.
Oh. Nope.
all right. Well,
There we wait.
There it is.
There we are.
but yeah, it's like, listen, that shit was fucking hot, bro.
Oh yeah, it was a great match, and I passed the fuck out after watching it because
Most overbooked fucking bullshit I've ever seen. It was overbooked to all hell, but that's the good type
I
of
know
overbooked.
that's what I love.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's literally like if you're gonna overbook something, now's the time to do it, and you have to do it well, and they did it. But yeah, this was a pretty good match between Dustin and Joe. Dustin has no right to be as good as he is at his age. He's very, very good. The shit, like he's fucking doing code reds at like 55. Like, goddamn, bro.
So like he had outside of like I forgot what other matches I loved at World's End. He had one of my favorite matches against Swerve that night at World's End.
My
That was
favorite
a-
match he probably
that was a
had.
good
I mean,
match.
obviously the best match he ever had in AEW is the one against Cody in the beginning.
Yeah, Double or
at
Nothing.
Double or Nothing. And then the other one he actually had on like a random Dynamite. Actually, no, it wasn't a random Dynamite.
He had the
It
bunkhouse.
was Bryan
brawl.
Danielson. No, it was the one where he won the match he had with Bryan Danielson when Bryan Danielson was running through all the Dark Order guys and he ran out of them. That was fucking great. But Joe ends up beating Dustin because he hit him in the head with the belt. After the match, they got a close-up shot of Swerve. I'm like, Swerve about Joe, and then all of a sudden you see Swerve's foot just smash him in the face. He does the house call kick, and he has a chain. He wraps around and he hits Joe. He knocks him out of the ring. Everybody separates them. Joe is fucking seething. His face tells it all. And Swerve holds up the belt, and that's how they go off the air. This is going to be the most controversial Dynamite of all time.
It is. And
Doesn't feel like it.
And its half hour point of the show is going to be the most viewed segment in Dynamite history.
I don't know. I don't know if anything is topping Punk's debut.
Punk's debut is going to be forever and always the biggest thing.
Because like I could tell as soon as that footage aired and was done, that viewership dropped.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't think it was going to be that crazy to begin with because people are just going to wait for it on social media.
True, but that's not even the case anymore because they took it out of their YouTube edit.
It doesn't fucking matter. It's on. If you're a wrestling fan and you want to see it, you can go see it right now.
You will 100% find a way. Yes. All right. Wrestler
Rest
of the week. Fuck it. I'll give it to the scapegoat, Jack Barry. Fuck it.
All right.
Controversial pick.
Why did I have a feeling you were going to do that?
Yeah, because I'm an asshole. That's why.
Let's go, Mike. We ain't got all fucking day here.
All right, how about let's give it to Penta.
Not bad. I'm gonna give it to Mina Shirakawa.
All right.
Good choice.
Folks, we thank you all for watching. For the people who stuck around, we had a major fall off at one point. But yeah, all right. Guys, thank you all. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.